Cool. So, a couple things. One, what we found is that after the wedding, there's a huge opportunity. So you guys know as well as anyone, look, a lot of times when couples come to you, unfortunately, we're kind of the last dog at the bowl, the last at the trough, whatever analogy you want to use. We know oftentimes when couples come to us, they've already blown their budget or overblown their budget on the location, on the venue. They've spent money on flowers, catering, all these components. And then, I was talking with John Bunn the other day, and he had this kind of great quote. I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, yeah, when you talk to couples often, they say, look, we're deciding which photographer we want to go with. We're kind of going back and forth between these two. But on video, we're deciding whether or not we want video. And it's rough to hear that, but that's a reality. That's a reality with not all couples, but a lot of couples, they just don't often understand the value of video. But it doesn't mean they're not going to make a purchase, and it doesn't mean they wouldn't make a purchase in the future. So we just have to understand, hey, what are their motives? Where are they at in their buying process and things like that. So specifically on here, what we found is that after the wedding, you have to think about there is new opportunities that are being created. And what do I mean by this? Well, think about it. When the couple, let's say they have a budget in mind, right? In the US, different parts of the world, obviously, but in the US, average wedding might be 30 to 35,000. Obviously, we know New York, other areas, considerably higher. But for this sake, they have this kind of budget in their head and they think, okay, I have to get all of these vendors and all of these attributes fulfilled. I want to get all my desires and all my needs met for within this kind of confined budget. After the wedding, though, oftentimes things change. Why is that? Well, a lot of times people actually receive money during from guests for the wedding. I know when I personally attend weddings, I always give money. I know how expensive it is for me to be there, for meals, for all the beautiful, the venue, the flowers, everything that goes into that. So one, they may actually have, maybe they didn't spend all their money, but they may have actually recovered a large part of the wedding through people attending. The second part is now that the stress of the wedding planning is over, oftentimes they're more open-minded to making purchasing decisions, and especially if they've already seen some of the films. Because the reality is, even when you're in your sales pitch and you're demoing other projects that you've done, they see examples of your work, the reality is it's not them. It's not them in that video.